Oh, we're starting early tonight. It's hard to get used to, isn't it? 8:30, really early. But listen, it's so we'll miss a little. I'll miss a little bit of the championship game for March Madness, the finale tonight. But I'll watch the second half, and we can still have some fun breaking ahead of time. Now, you guys, you'll probably get to watch the game alongside the break. So for those of you who might be doing that, hey, feel free to jump in and give me score updates along the way. I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Of course, it hasn't started yet, but starts, I don't know, probably in about 45 minutes or so. Okay, so we've got two things to break tonight. An inner case of Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, and then a half case, which is the back half of a case of donruss baseball. And we do have a little information that we go over each night before we start ripping into things. So that's what you see up on the screen right now. The start of the info, the 411. So feedback 100% automated. And that's simply so you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get the same in return. The magic of automation. We love it. And of course, thank you is the other part of the message there. I always appreciate you bidding and breaking and chatting and hanging out with me, keeping me company and all such as that. We are taking a look right now at the wrong thing. I seem to have put them backwards tonight. Let's see if we can flip them back around. There we go. Otherwise, that'll just mess me up all night long. So we're looking at breaks that are listed on eBay. This is the stuff that we're going to be breaking over the course of the next few days. So tomorrow night, Inception Baseball and Court Kings Basketball. Wednesday night, we're going to start at 9 o'clock. There is a new release on Wednesday, which is Diamond Kings Baseball. We'll break a 12-box inner case of that. And for those of you who don't know what an inner case is, it just really means there are two 12-box cases put in one larger box, and Panini decides, I don't know why, to do that, so they can get more money, I guess, and then they call the two 12-box cases in the bigger box a quote-unquote master case. Woohoo! We will also open Trifecta Football again on Wednesday night, which has 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. Thursday night, another case of our Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, Court Kings 5th and final case. And we're going to break a half case of AAF, Alliance of American Football. There's only 8 teams for that. So, you know, your odds are pretty good at getting a hit, I guess, with only 8 teams in there. Some of those guys have already signed NFL contracts. And then, of course, you've got some of the coaches and things I think are part of the checklist as well. And some of those would be desirable, I believe. On Friday night, we've got a couple of new releases on Friday. We're going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific on that night, too. Leaf Metal Draft Football comes out. We will break a 15-box case of it. Honors Football comes out. Woohoo! We're going to break a 10-box case of that. And listen, that's the hardest product all year long. That is the most highly allocated product of the year. I got less of that than I got of anything. Less than Contenders, less than Flawless, less than National Treasures. The least amount of anything I got was Honors Football. Super hard to get this year. And then Gypsy Queen Baseball, a half case of that as well. So, of course, the Leaf Metal and the Honors Football are new releases on Friday. Gypsy Queen obviously has been out a while. On Saturday, we will once again stick with our 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time frame. We'll open a second 15-box case of Leaf Metal Draft Football and a second 12-box case of Diamond Kings Baseball. So that's what our days ahead look like for tonight. One of our breaks is free. One of our had free shipping. One of our breaks had paid shipping. The free shipping stuff always projected to go out no later than a week after the break. Often it goes sooner, but it won't go any later than a week from today. Donruss Baseball's our paid shipping break should be on the way to you roughly Thursday. As always, if the week goes well, it might get out a little ahead of that. If the week goes off the rails, could go a day later. Thursday is my best estimate. Consolation cards, you don't need to worry about that in Donruss. Every team is going to pull cards. However, in the autographed baseball break, if your team is not the team that is pulled, you are still entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year and any series. Because that is a free shipping break, typically I just hang on to those consolation cards and I send them all out the next time you have a package shipping. If you don't want to wait for that, though, that's no worries. All you need to do is drop me a line and let me know. I will gladly send it on its way by itself. So first up tonight is a 3-box inner case of 2019 Onyx Preferred Players. This is break number 12. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay Monday night, the 8th of April. We had one team in here that did not sell. That's the Diamondbacks. It's noted as no bids buyback. So if a Diamondbacks ball comes out, of course, it would just hang out here with me. We have a few teams in here with no hits in the product. That would be the Cubs, the Tigers, the Marlins, and the Pirates. So they were not listed for sale on eBay because they have no hits in there. And yeah, everybody else, you see your name across from your team there. And of course, a new spreadsheet's going to go up before we start donruss. This one again was just for Onyx. And last but not least, yeah, I know the background went out of focus. That was on purpose though. And did I leave? No, there it is. Whew, there for a minute I thought I left my checklist, my handy little Onyx checklist for this product, but apparently I didn't. I was more prepared than I thought. How about that? Mr. J. Allen is here. He likes the early start time, he says. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards, I mean, not starting at 8:30 every night, but I am kind of leaning towards maybe starting at 9 instead of 9:30 going forward. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. It's 6 of one, half dozen of another. I'm kind of experimenting, I guess. And Geo is here. Hi, Geo. Jay Allen, you said right now you have the high bid on all the AAF teams. Yeah, I mean, those probably aren't going to go for a ton of money. I know I'm probably going to lose money on that product, but, you know, I don't know. If any of those guys... all it takes really is one of those guys to go on and do something really good in the NFL and their card will take off, right? Because, I mean, that would be their first official card in many cases. So I kind of thought it was worth taking a flyer on, even though I'm pretty sure I'll lose money on it. It happens sometimes. I just wanted to open it, so we will, and we'll see how it goes. Echo is here, wishing everybody luck and looking for a Mets ball. And Joseph has the Giants and the Rockies in here. All right. So, you know how I like to do this. I like to look at the signature first and then read who it says. So that looks like it would be Dylan somebody or another. Might not be, but it looks like it should be a Dylan somebody, doesn't it? It is Onyx authenticated and JSA authenticated. So dueling authentications there. There's your JSA certificate. You can see it's a little bent. They're pretty much always that way because, you know, it doesn't fit down in that box exactly perfectly, and it's in there with a round ball. The Onyx paper that matches your JSA, and the drum roll tells us it is Dylan somebody. I got one right. Ho-ho! It's so rare that I get a signature right. I'm kind of happy that that really was a Dylan. So that, of course, is for Chicago. With Dylan Cease. I guess you say it Cease, right? Looks like Cease. You might not really supposed to be saying it that way, but we all know I blow that. All the time. All the time. So the second one... Let's see if I get lucky and have a hunch on that, or have a... Oh, I can read that one straight up. That's Joe Adell. That's a really nice hit for the Angels. Yeah. Angels with Joe Adell. Onyx authenticated, JSA authenticated. Oh, I'm going to be 2 for 2 tonight. So unusual for me. There is your JSA paperwork for it. It's really bent up. And the Onyx paper that goes along with. And our certificate that tells us, yeah, it's Joe Adell for the Angels. So we are Angels and White Sox so far. And this is our third and final out of this inner case. Let's find out if we've got something fabulous waiting for us in here. Hopefully we do. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. That could be an R. That could be a P. Looks like something with an M in it, though. Anyway. There is an Onyx authentication. I don't see a JSA on that one. Maybe it'll be like Reese McGuire. Is Reese McGuire in here? Might be if it's, could be him. That's an Onyx authenticated card. And, ooh, it is Reese McGuire. Woohoo! I'm 3 for 3 tonight. That never happens. I usually don't even get one right. I'm kind of proud of myself. Can you tell? I bet you can. All right, let me just double check all three of these here to make sure that I called out the right teams. I'm going to look them up here on the little Onyx checklist and make sure that I didn't call anybody incorrectly, if I can find them on here. Okay, so Reese McGuire, yes, Blue Jays. Joe Adell on here, yes, as the Angels. And Dylan is on here, yes, as the White Sox. All right, so we are all happily verified away for our baseballs. Ryan, did you have Reese tonight? Is that headed your way? Yes, no, maybe? I'm just going to label these as we go on the top here. Bear with me for a moment, please. That'll just make it a little easier when it's time to ship. If I know what's in there, saves having to take it out a second time. So White Sox, Angels, Blue Jays. With Reese there for the Blue Jays. Oh, it's not yours. Oh, Ryan, man, I'm sorry. I was hoping we had something good for you in there. No such luck. All right, we are going to be moving right on into donruss. Let me set these aside. I'll be right back with you. And we will get our donruss rolling tonight. This is the back half of the case, so everything's already out of the case, obviously. For those of you who don't know how we do it, when we open a case, when we start a case and we're not opening the full case in that single break, I take all the boxes out and we number them on the end, you can see, and then use random.org to determine which ones are opened in the first break versus which ones are opened in a second or subsequent break. So that's why these are all numbered on the end for anybody who's interested in knowing that little bit of info. All right, one more time, let's look at our spreadsheet info. This was just up there a second ago. I would say most everybody probably has seen it, but if you have not, please take a minute, review the information that you see there on the screen about shipping dates and consolation cards. Hit me up with any questions that you might have. And we are breaking 8 boxes of 2019 Donruss Baseball. It's a half case break, break number 6. Team names on the left, winning bidders across from each team on the right-hand side. And we'll, of course, scroll through here so everybody gets a chance to see their name up in lights. I do know we had 1 or 2 teams in here that weren't paid yet, but the dollar amount wasn't huge, so I decided I'd just let it ride. I should know better too, right? Like I did that recently with somebody who had bid with me before and won and paid with no problems, and so I decided to let one of their teams ride the other night in a basketball break and paid the price because they emailed me 2 days after the break and said, oh yeah, I didn't mean to bid that much. Really? Really? And you waited until 2 days after the break happened to tell me you didn't mean to bid that much? I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. People, I tell you, integrity is very inexpensive these days, apparently. Most people just will give up all sense of personal integrity to save themselves $10 or, you know, not pay it, whatever. It's crazy. But anyway. All right, so Gio, you're out of here. All right, my friend, we will catch you the next time. Oh, Ryan, you're in here for donruss. You were just playing along. Well, cool. You got it right too. You were on it. That was actually an easier set than normal. Most of the time, you look at those balls, and it might as well be written in hieroglyphics. But all 3 of those tonight, you know, if I got them right, all 3 of those were relatively easy. I'm usually the absolute worst at that. Jay Allen, you need the Phillies and the Cardinals. Well, we will do our best. So for anyone who may not have opened donruss baseball in the past, we are looking for 3 autograph cards or relics in here, or some combination thereof. So could be 3 autographs, could be 3 relics, could be, you know, some combination of the 2, or, you know, basically 3 hits is the deal. And occasionally Panini will decide that they're going to keep one of our hits and replace it with a points card. If that were to happen, then we give that points card out using random at the end of the break. So hopefully it won't happen, but if it does, that's how it will work. There are a tremendous number of inserts and parallels in here. There's probably almost, it's almost a 50-50 split, the amount of base cards versus the amount of parallels and inserts. I mean, like, there are a lot. And as we go through this first box, we will take a little, why are so many of them upside down? We will take a little bit longer to discuss what some of these look like. Some of our numbered things and inserts and whatever. And as we go through future boxes, we won't call out as much of that stuff unless it's very low numbered. So Tampa Bay Rays and Blake Snell, our first hit out with a jersey hit there. And let's see, what all we got in here? We've got hollow foil backs are an option. Anytime we find those, they're going to be numbered to 99. We've got Salute to Jackie Robinson. Those will be numbered to 42. Starlin Castro out for the Cubbies with a little relic. We've got Mother's Day inserts, which are numbered to 25. Father's Day, which are numbered to 49. And then we've got these. You'll notice that number happens to be tied to the stat up there at the top. These are season stats and career stats. And the numbering is always going to be tied to the statistic. And they are all hollow foils. So those kind of vary a little bit in terms of how they're numbered. Then we have 150th anniversary cards, which are, of course, numbered to 150. Imagine that. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's some others, but the others, as we run across them, if I haven't called it out, of course, I'll mention it. And the parallels are numerous. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with them, but I'm talking more about the numbered stuff. So that's an example of the hollow foil back, and it is numbered to 99. Every single hollow foil back that we pull is numbered to 99. How handy. Oh, Patty, the points card. Sorry, I thought you heard me mention that earlier. But if we find any points cards, we give them out by way of random.org at the end of the break. So sometimes we find them and sometimes we don't. So I always kind of hope we don't, because if we do, it means it's replaced a hit. But if we do, that's how we roll with it. That's numbered to 999. It's a Dominators insert. We're going to find loads of those, and they again will have varying numbers, but most of them are somewhat high numbered. There's a Javi Baez stats. So I think that's kind of the basic rundown. Oh, no, I forgot about those guys. Oi, see, there's so much stuff in here. I always forget at least something. American Pride. These are all Team USA, USA Baseball. They'll be numbered to a variety of things. The blue ones happen to be to 249. Each one of those we pull, I'm going to set right up there in our little housekeeping area. The reason it's going to set up there is because at the end of the break, I'm going to take that entire stack of those handy little Team USA cards, and we're going to give them to one lucky person using random.org, because I don't list those with their own bidding category. Some people do. I didn't. Numbered to 42, that is one of our Salute to Jackie Robinson cards. First one we've seen tonight. That one is the Tampa Bay Rays. And Ryan, you said, oh, it's your first break. Well, welcome, Ryan. I'm glad to have you joining us tonight. And you can see things well. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I always adjust the camera. You probably heard me mention that earlier. So that I like to look at the cards up really close. I like to be able to hold them up very close to the camera so it's easy to see what's on there. And so I kind of muck around. I did say that with an M, all of you people. I should have said mess around, just so there's no question. But anyway, I did mess around with the focus so that I can get it set to a way where we can see it all up pretty. Well, nice and close. Ryan, you haven't seen any points come out of Donruss this year. Awesome. I don't really think we have either that I remember anyway. But frankly, I opened so much stuff, I would not swear to that in any way, shape, or form. But I hope that we don't pull any. I'm not a big fan of the points cards. Many of you know that already, but you know, not a big fan of them. And Patty's asking, what do you do with the points cards? And Ryan, Ryan, though, listen, they've changed that up a bit. Ryan's saying you need 1,000,000 points to get anything decent. Well, yes and no. Yes, it does take a lot of points if you want something super, super high end. But if you just want something like, say, you collect a particular team or something like that, they have lowered some of the points I've noticed recently. So here's Yusei Kikuchi for the Mariners. That is a short print rated rookie for him. So Kikuchi is, I mean, technically he is a short print in here, but yeah, he shows up a fair amount. You know, you might find him 2-3 times in a half case, something like that. There's another hollow foil back, Xander Bogaerts on it. But so, Patty, the way, if you don't have the Panini app, it's kind of useful to have it. They've recently combined, they used to have a separate app for rewards and then for buying things. You know, like boxes of cards or memorabilia or whatever. Now they've combined it all into one app. They did away with the other one. They updated it. So I think it's all called Panini Direct now or something like that. Okay, franchise features. These, again, some of these will be numbered to various things. This particular one's to 349. We have a current player on the front. And on the back of each of these cards, we have an up-and-coming player or a prospect, sometimes a rookie, mostly a prospect. And those are typically from 2 different teams. So they are also jumping up there in that housekeeping area. And those will be divvied up at the end of the break as well in a little different format, but we'll still get it going. A stats card there. So anyway, Patty, you might want to download that app, Panini Direct, and then you can look through all the different rewards that they offer and the points that it takes to get those rewards and that kind of stuff. Occasionally you can come across something that's a good deal. That is a salute to Jackie Robinson. It's also a nickname variation. It's numbered to 42 for the Colorado Rockies. And occasionally they put some really fun stuff in there. You know, they did all the Kaboom cards earlier this year. I thought the points they required for them were kind of high, but the cards themselves are very nice and a lot of fun. So they're trying, I think, to make the reward side of it a little bit better. And this is numbered to 999. It's a nickname variation. Those, like pretty much any of the other inserts in here, can be numbered to other things, but a lot of them are somewhat high numbered, in my opinion. But that's just kind of how Donruss rolls. They like to throw it at us hot and heavy. Ooh, that's a nice little hit. Moncada for the White Sox. Yeah, to 25. I like that hit. So, low number, Moncada, White Sox, it's all good. So I like the way that box came out. Nick is asking if we have had any Trout or Otanis yet. Well, definitely not autograph or relics. Now, we may have had, well, there went an Otani parallel. I'm sure we've had probably parallels or things, but nothing noteworthy. We'll say it like that for those 2 players, Nick. Not yet, anyway. So always hope. Until we get to the last card in the last pack of the last box, there's hope. All right, we are underway with box number 2 of 8. Starting out of the wrappers right now. All the cards do ship. I know that comes up quite often in these breaks. Sometimes, guys, I don't ship everything, but when that is the case, you're going to know it because I'll put it in the description. It will say in there, you know, veteran base doesn't ship or whatever the case may be. And usually if I do something like that, I will also have a special category where you could just bid for like all the veteran base or whatever has been not sorted to the teams. So we do that occasionally on things with a lot of base cards, but not with donruss because there's such a high percentage of parallels and inserts that really, I mean, good grief, it would take as long to sort out the parallels as it would to just go on and do the whole sort. It's kind of how I look at it anyway. The Oakland A's with A.J. Puck. So, relic out for Oakland. So, of course, Diamond Kings coming out Wednesday. That's always a fun little break, too. I look forward to Diamond Kings. It's, you know, they have a lot of good prospects in the Panini stuff mixed in with the veterans. More so than Topps, because, of course, Topps takes their prospects and puts them in Bowman pretty much entirely. Whereas in Panini, they just mix them all together. That's a Stats Adam Jones. I thought it said 50, which is why I put it in a sleeve. It says 500, but that's all right. Adam can just hang out there in that sleeve anyway. It's all good. It's Paul Goldschmidt. That is numbered to 99 with the hollow foil back of a Diamond Kings insert. And there, if I'll turn it the right way, you can see the number. One of our little blank pack filler cards went by there. Kyle Freeland with a career stats. I've always thought it was kind of weird, though, that they put Diamond Kings inserts in regular donruss baseball, like we're doing right now, the donruss base set, when there is an entirely different product called Diamond Kings. Like, why wouldn't you just put the Diamond King stuff in Diamond Kings? That's how I look at it. So that's another one up there that we'll deal with at the end of the break, since it's got 2 different teams on it. There's Pudge. Hey, Rangers, you got a Pudge autograph. And Rangers sold for like nothing tonight, and you end up hitting Pudge. That's not too shabby at all. With Ivan Rodriguez and the Texas Rangers. And look at this, another autograph right behind it. It's unusual. Find both of our hits right there together, but there they are. And it is one Harrison Bader for the St. Louis Cardinals. So, yeah, that's a nice hit for the Rangers. You got your money's worth by a large margin if you have the Rangers, and we're not even anywhere near done with this break. And you can already sit back and relax because you made your money. Haha, Jay Allen, you like that? We got one for you early, right? It's always better when you get them early, because then you don't have to stress as much on the rest of the break. You're kind of like, okay, if I get anything else, great, but at least I've covered my bid amount. So while I realize that it is baseball that we're breaking, does everybody have predictions for the NCAA championship game tonight? I've been going, I'm back and forth, but I think I'm going to stick with my Red Raiders. They're not my Red Raiders, but just Red Raiders is who I said I thought was going to win, and I've been kind of back and forth on it since last night and today. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to stick with the underdog Texas Tech Red Raiders. And I still say it's going to be a tight game, close game, maybe within 5. But I think they can do it. I think they can do it, especially because their big guy's going to play. The guy that went down the other night, I forget his name. He turned his ankle, and really just in general got banged up in the whole game. He did come back in that same game and play again, but then he was questionable, I think is the word they used for today. But then they announced this morning that he is indeed playing tonight. So I think that helps Texas Tech a bit as well. So this is the first one of these we've seen tonight. This particular one is numbered to 349, and those are Action All-Stars inserts. I think we haven't yet seen an Elite Series insert either, but they do float around in here. There's a Mike Trout for you. A Dominators to $9.99. Here's another Salute to Jackie Robinson, numbered to 42 with Nolan Arenado. Jay Allen, you need one for your Phillies now. You little Philadelphia Phillies. Hey, did your Phillies win today? I haven't seen any scores today from baseball at all. In fact, I don't guess I had television on, did I? I don't know. I've had so much going on today. That is 150th anniversary. We finally see one. And it is, of course, numbered to 150 there on the back, as we expected. There was the $400 million man. Mike Trout went by there on just a base card, but I just noticed him since somebody had asked about him earlier. Giancarlo, Mr. Stanton, comes out as a Marlin in this set, though. Donruss has had a nasty little habit this whole set of taking players and giving us relics from their prior teams. I don't quite know what the appeal is, but that's what they've been doing. That is a season stat. And this one is a little bit lower numbered. It's numbered to 99 with an Action All-Star J.D. Martinez for the Boston Red Sox. Oh, you didn't see the game today either? Okay. Yeah, I didn't have the television on at all and see any games. Numbered to 99 tells us it's going to be a hollow foil back. That is Sean Newcomb and the Atlanta Braves. All right, we are underway with box 3 here of 8. Phillies are winning 3-2. All right. Thank you, Ryan. I wish at some point my Reds would win a game. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, that's just messed up. We're every bit as bad this year as we were last year. And you know, we invested all that money in all those rental guys. Well, that's what I call them. Because, I mean, we have them for the year, but they're free agents after 1 year. We're probably going to retain one or none of them. So, you know, we spent all this money to get all these rentals and supposedly make it fun to watch while we're rebuilding, at least have a decent product on the field. And we're just stinking the place up again. Although, you know, Puig and the bench clearing, well, you know I'm a fan of that. I did kind of like that. I mean, you know, Why not? Why not have a little brawl? At least add some excitement to the game. Ooh, and then did you see that they caught on camera that Chris Archer had pine tar down on his jersey, like right inside of his waistband, and they caught it on camera. So that's been the whole thing today, that Chris Archer busted for his pine tar on his jersey. That is to 103. It's a career stat for David Fletcher. Well, right, Ryan typed in they brawled at least. See, that's me. That's the way I looked at it, too. I was like, yeah, at least I got to see it. At least there's something worth watching. There is Michael Brantley to 42 with another salute to Jackie Robinson insert. But hey, everybody should just be happy that they're not the guy. Why can't I think of the guy's name? Chris Davis in Baltimore went 0 for 2 again today. So he is now 0 for 46. 0 for 46. I mean, the guy hasn't had a hit in about 100 years. There is Reese McGuire career stats for Toronto Blue Jays. And I mean, they paid that guy a pretty good amount of money. I start to say a lot, but these days a lot in baseball is relative. So I'll just say a pretty good amount of money, Chris Davis, when they paid him last year. And he has been horrendous. He was bad last year, too, and he is just unbelievably bad right now. I'd hate to be that guy. That's just terrible. Terrible, terrible. So, you know, that is the one thing I can say. Well, at least I'm not the Orioles. And I like the Orioles, though, honestly. I kind of feel bad that they're saddled with him on top of everything else at that price. Jose Altuve, Astros. Oh, so he's now set the record. He's now 0 for 3. Oh, man. For the night, obviously. And now 0 for 47 overall. He had tied the record at 0 for 46. And now apparently has managed to tack another one onto his total, according to Buckeye. Buckeye said he's 0 for 47 now. Oh, mercy. At this point, it's got to be mental. I mean, it's in his head now. I mean, like, I don't know how they're even going to get the guy right. They're going to have to send him back to the minors or to a shrink or both or something. Chris Davis needs to go, like, hang out at the batting cages or something. I don't know. But I feel bad for the Orioles. That just blows. Because he's probably getting booed, too, right? I mean, by his own crowd, I imagine. Matt Chapman and the Oakland A's relic. I expect he probably is getting booed. Clint Frazier and the New York Yankees. Yeah, I don't know. These days fans don't have much leeway, do we? We don't. If our people, our teams, our players are not doing well, we just boo them. I would never boo my own guy. I'll just tell you that. I would never, not in an arena situation. I would never boo my own guy. Now I might think, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And talk about it amongst my friends, but I wouldn't just boo him in the arena. I think that's terrible. Highlights insert, Walker Buehler and the Dodgers. That was numbered to 999. And here's Victor with a little stats insert there for the Nats. Of course, it's hard these days. It's hard to pry me out of here to go to a live sporting event. Isn't that awful? I know it is. Because there is a nice, I mean, the energy and the feel of being there live, it's just really unmatched. You can't replicate it in any other experience. as to being at a live sporting event, especially if your team is winning. But yet, it's so easy now. We have such, you know, we've got the big TVs and the high resolution, and you don't have to fool with crowds or parking or $20 hot dogs, and you can just kind of sit in your easy chair and flip over and watch something else when it goes to commercial. And it's all become so easy that it's very difficult to pry me out to a live event. And it's gotten rather expensive, too. I mean, you try to take a family to something, you're laying out some money. That is season stats. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. Ryan, the whammy was pulled in the first half. It is super unusual for me to remember that, but I do actually remember that. I think it was Juan Soto, maybe. I think it was. Wouldn't absolutely swear to it, but I mean, definitely the whammy came out. I do remember that much, but what I don't remember is for sure if it was Juan Soto, because I want to say it came out fairly early in that break. That's to 150. Trevor Richards in the Miami Marlins with the anniversary. So yeah, that's one of the few that I remember, because what did we open this last, like 4, 5, 6 days ago, something like that. That is Yelich and the Brewers. The first half of this case, I mean. Well, Jay Allen says he thought it did come out, and then he says, well, whoops, he might be wrong. Most of the time, you're going to be better at remembering that than I am, as you well know. I'm the worst at remembering that sort of stuff because I see so many cards every day between breaking and sorting and shipping. But that one, for some reason, I do remember. Not quite sure why I do, but I do. This one happens to be numbered to 25. Once again, it's going up into housekeeping because it is a Team USA collegiate card. Those will all go as one group to somebody at the end of the break. Random.org will make the decision for us. And here come the Detroit Tigers with Stewart, and it is numbered to 99. All right, we are rolling into box 4 of 8. Plastic coming off right now. Oh, Buckeye, you got your Yankees in the mail today from the first half of this. So that means what? I probably mailed them on Friday, so we probably broke it, what, like last Tuesday or something then? Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't know. I'm just theorizing how long it took for me to get it out and how long it took for the post office to get it to you. I could be completely wrong. Could have been completely wrong. I don't know. It hasn't been terribly long time ago, though. It was last week sometime, I think. Sometimes I do let them sit longer, I realize. But we're not very far, unless they change the date on me again. We're not terribly far from Bowman coming out. Like next week. If Topps doesn't change the date. I think we hit Bowman. And then, oh my gosh, there's like 40 million base cards in that too. But you know how much I love my Bowman. So, I have a massive amount of it coming. I always have so much, and then it takes me such a long time to break it, and I think, why did I order so much? But it's because I love it. I love Bowman. And did I tell you guys before, I can't remember if I told you this or not, that Bowman Sterling is moving to hobby again. So it's not going to be, you know, the last few years has been retail. So Bowman Sterling is coming back to the hobby version. Woohoo! How about that? Marco Luciano with a rated prospect relic there. How about that? We like it. We like it. For the San Francisco Giants. Dominators, Alex Bregman, Astros. And a little pack feeler thing, spacer, filler, whatever you want to call them. I like those little things, though, those little cardboard fillers, because they're great to use for shipping in certain circumstances. So I'm always happy to see those. There is Urana with a salute to Jackie Robinson, numbered to 42 for the Miami Marlins. And we've got a signature coming right behind that. Corbin Burns, Milwaukee Brewers. So there's a good old Corbin. I don't know why he's good old Corbin. I have no idea why I put the good old in front of it. Yeah, good old Corbin. I don't know. Just sounds like it should go in front of the name Corbin. That good old should just go in front of it. I don't know. I don't know. You know how it goes. That is a season stats that was for Devers and the Red Sox there a second ago. So we should be pretty close to tip-off for the championship game. I think the tip-off is at 9:20, maybe, 9:20, 9:30. Jose Abreu stats for the White Sox. Or maybe it was 9:15. I don't know. Anyway, long about now. It should be starting between the Cavaliers and the Red Raiders. Oh, Jay Allen, you got your package today. You got a bunch of spacers in there. See, they come in handy, right? I mean, it depends. And I had been kind of switching over to using more of the slide boxes. They're a lot more expensive, obviously. And it does, most of the time, it means I go in the hole pretty much every single time when I ship and use those two, excuse me, those boxes. Sorry. But they're much more efficient time-wise. So I have been using a lot of those. And then, oh man, I ordered some because I knew I was about out. And the package came with some other stuff. A bunch of stuff came that day. And I just kind of set it off to the side in the area where we keep the supplies. And I didn't really think that much about it. And then I used the last of the one little case that was currently open. So I went down there to open the new case on Friday afternoon and found out, oh no, they sent me the wrong size. They sent me the 25 count, so I couldn't use them. It was too late for them to ship out anymore. So I won't get them now until Wednesday, the correct ones. So that means everything that shipped, like most of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today, yeah, all using spacers to fill in if something if something needs it on base cards or whatever. So Buckeye, they're going through the starting lineups right now. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Jay Allen. The boxes are usually when there's a lot of base cards to something is typically when I'm more likely to use those just as much as anything else for efficiency and time. That's numbered to 99, Elite Series Mike Trout. But those stupid boxes, they are, these are the ones we just looked through, aren't they? No, I guess they're not. Those boxes, man, for what they are, like, you wouldn't think they'd be very expensive to make, but they're kind of jacked up in price. There's Eloy for the White Sox, a rated prospect relic. Ryan likes that gold Mike Trout Elite Series. That was a nice looking card, wasn't it? We have Chris Bryant on the front and Nick Senzel on the back. Who I swear to you, I don't think is ever going to get called up. Every time something happens, he gets injured, something happens, and every time. Crazy. Suarez and my Cincinnati Reds. That happens to be a little Diamond Kings hollow foil career stats combo. That's quite a combination, isn't it? So that's like a triple variation, or if you will, for my little Cincinnati Reds. Oh, that's the second of the card that we just saw with the franchise, the 2-team card up there. Yeah, we'll go through. We look through all those again right before we use random at the end of the night to figure out where they go. Basically, they'll all either go to the team on the front of the card or the team on the back of the card, but random will figure that out for us. That was a nickname Mike Trout to 349. D. Gordon, some throwback threads. Miami Marlins here on that one. And really, if they were going to put them in there, that's what they should have called it. That whole series should have just been called Throwback Threads. I'm just saying. Okay, we are officially at the halfway point. We've opened 4. We have 4 left to open, including the one I'm taking out right now as part of that 4, I mean. So 4 down, 4 to go. Well, hopefully find something awesome in the back part of this. This is the last of the donruss flagship, if whatever you want to call it. Some people call this the donruss base series. Some people call it donruss flagship. But of the plain donruss, this is the last of it. Because we'll be starting Diamond Kings on Wednesday. Ryan, you think that the Rays and the Blue Jays are going to heat up because they usually have a ton of hits in here? Yeah, I don't remember seeing as much Tampa Bay Rays out of here, but then again, I may not be remembering it correctly because gracious knows I have opened a lot of stuff. So I will take your word for it that that is the general pattern, and we'll see if we can't pick it out. I do definitely know we've hit a lot of Blue Jays out of here at various points in time. But it's the Rays, I can't remember how much we hit. Maybe it has been a lot. There is one. Ha! You conjured one up. There's Brandon Lowe. Ha! Right on target, and it's to 10. Look at that. Ryan is like, what's the word I'm looking for? A fortune teller. Like he's got a crystal ball, and he saw that card totally coming. Just basically, he pulled a LeVar Ball, and he spoke it into existence. Yeah, that's right. Speak it into existence. The LeVar Ball method for life. And it worked for Ryan. Really well, as a matter of fact, because it was numbered to 10 even. Chris Davis for the Oakland A's. And has the misfortune of sharing the same name as Chris Davis of the Baltimore Orioles, who is just sucking wind right now, as we talked about earlier. Spells it differently. He's Chris with a K, but nonetheless, you know, he probably catches a little blowback. There's Rizzo and McKay. I think that was to $9.99, I think is what it said. Another American Pride to $9.99, headed to housekeeping. Our TBD area. And here is Guzman, Texas Rangers, taking home another hit. Relic this time. Jay Allen said you need him to conjure up a Reese Hoskins autograph for you. Oh, Ryan, I didn't mean to say you and LeVar Ball were simpatico, man. I just was thinking about it because you know that was his whole thing, speak it into existence. And it just seemed almost like that's exactly what you had done, because right on cue, as soon as you type that, the very next hit we see is for your team, and it's the 10. I saw Lonzo signed with CAA today. Of course, he fired his other agent and ditched the Big Baller brand after the partner, apparently stole a bunch of their money. Ditched his agent and signed with CAA. So I would imagine next on his agenda will be signing a shoe contract somewhere. That's speculation, but that's my thought on it. White Sox, there is a second Eloy relic for you. So you've got a bookend now for Eloy relics. Luke Voigt, New York Yankees, stats. It was to 300 and something. Javi Baez, stats. Cubbies, of course. That one is numbered to 349 for Altuve. And the Houston Astros. This one is numbered to 99. Kirsch. Dodgers Action All-Stars. That is stats. Whoops. Numbered to 99, DeGrom and the Mets. Has anyone heard an update about baby Vlad and his strained oblique muscle? Has anybody heard any update on that? Like, what's his deal? What's his ETA these days? And by that, I mean Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or the Blue Jays. I just call him Baby Vlad. It seems to me that ought to be rehabbed or pretty close to it by now. He is. He's at long A. Okay. All right, well, good. So hopefully not too far in the offing, then we'll be having back up in good order. Well, have him back in good order and then call him up. I kind of botched that and ran it all together. It's an all-rise nickname for the Yankees, Mr. Aaron Judge. It was to 999. Numbered to 10, Loaiza and the Yankees. That's unusual. It's an artist proof is why, but we don't pull very many of those, so that's a nice little hit there for a Loaiza rated rookie. For New York, 150, George Springer. We haven't seen any Mother's Day or Father's Day yet. That's unusual in and of itself. Box 6 of 8. Ryan's now trying to conjure up baby Vlad. See if we can have him materialize out of Donruss. Maybe. I'm going to tell you what, if you called that, Ryan, like if that's the next thing that we see as a hit, everybody is going to freak out. And they're all going to be imploring you to ask for their team next. Chris Davis is now 0 for 4 tonight. Oh, ouch. So he's 0 for 48 at this point in time. Man alive, that is horrible. Yeah, they need to do something there because, I mean, they can't just let the guy stay up there going down that rabbit hole because his head has got to be way messed up at this point. Way messed up. There's no way you're setting at 0 for 48 and you're suddenly going to turn that around on your own. I don't think so. They need to do something about that. Tigers with a stats to 500. I just feel sorry for the guy now. Like, it was bad before, but it's somehow worse now because he's gotten the record for the longest time without a hit ever, and then it just keeps going, and oh, they need to shut him down. I feel bad for him. Well, not shut him down, but you know what I mean. They need to do something to assist him, whether it's minor league or time off, I don't know. Manny Machado, that was the Dodgers, to 349. Of course, I guess he's got so many years service, he can get sent back down to the minors anyway, unless he agreed to it, I suppose. To 150, Kansas City Royals. That is Heath Fillmyer to 150. Oh, my screen is trying to time out. Don't do that, screen. Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact amount of that contract. I mean, I knew it was massive, especially considering Baltimore's budget is, you know, not exactly the same budget like the New York Yankees have. But it was 7 years and $161 million is what Ryan says, that the contract that he signed. I mean, oh, mercy. That's just terrible. There's no other way to say it. It's just awful. What is the guy going to do? You know, I mean, you're making $23 million a year, and you haven't had a hit in 48 tries. I mean, for God's sakes, you gotta do something. Francisco Lindor, let's see what's going on there. It is a career stats. Of course, he's been riding the pine himself, coming back from an injury. Got a couple of them out up there in Cleveland. Kipnis still out too, isn't he? I think. Ohtani to 149. A highlight with an S. Insert for the Angels. Aha, Jay Allen says it's going to be a Rhys Hoskins low-numbered autograph. You know, we haven't seen a next hit yet since Ryan predicted and now you've predicted. So we have yet to see the next hit. So we'll see if one or the other of you has the magical powers tonight. Well, it looks like neither of you conjured this one, because it's for the Colorado Rockies with Nolan Arenado. Excuse me, sorry, my allergies have been just horrific. I think the rain and things that have come in this week have just really got my allergies outrageously out of whack. And I take, you know, that over-the-counter stuff every day that's supposed to make it all better, but I don't know, still not. Oh, see, Ryan says he was talking about the autograph, so the relic doesn't count against his prediction, which I guess it wouldn't J. Allen either then, would it? Because he also, I think, said autograph. So, all right, you both live to fight another day. We'll see. We'll see who the next autograph is then. See if we can make it work that way. To 150, it is a Diamond Kings insert anniversary for my Cincinnati Reds with Suarez. And that is numbered to, what does that say? $9.99 for James Paxton. Still a Mariner on that card. Team noted as Seattle. Chris Davis and the Oakland A's again. We just saw a Chris Davis relic, so there's another one. If we keep going, maybe we can just stitch them together and put his whole jersey back together. Just take them all. Just take them all out of the cards from tonight. Stitch them back. Here's Christian Yelich, throwback threads, because these were when he was a Marlin. So Miami Marlins with the Christian Yelich relic. Which, by the by, he has been playing extremely well, Yelich. Well, it is Toronto. Ryan, you are killing me, man. It's not the player that you thought, but it is the Blue Jays is the next autograph out. It is Sean Reed Foley. Ryan is just, he's magic 8-ball in this stuff right now. That's all I know to tell you. He is on it. This nickname is to 249. Paul Goldschmidt. And he's a, I should have pointed that out. He's still a Diamondback on that card. So, by the by. J. Allen said, I said soon, not next. Okay, man. All right. So soon could be this box then. We'll see. We'll see then. Nick says he's trying to conjure up Mike Trout. All right, we'll see if we can get that to work. And guys, this is break number 6. I think it is. It's the donruss break that ended tonight on eBay for sure. Let me think about it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this would have to be 6 because this is the last one, and I had 3 cases, and we did a half case at a time. So yeah, got to be 6. You are right on it, Nick. Right on it. Patty, you are looking for a Yelich autograph. I would like to find that for you. I will do my best. We will try very hard to make that happen for you. Oh, Ryan says that there isn't. He doesn't think there is a Christian Yelich autograph in this. Okay. Well, I didn't think there was necessarily a Mike Trout autograph, but I thought there were Mike Trout relics in here. Are there not relics either for Mike Trout in here? Then Nick, we might be just hoping for some low-numbered parallels then for your Mike Trout. J. Allen says Rhys Hoskins has been in every case so far, so he's not too far out on a limb. Well, right, but what did we pull him out of the first half? Are you sure? I don't know. Oh, man, we're getting some awesome autographs tonight. Look at that. It's Big Poppy. That's David Ortiz for the Boston Red Sox. Dang, we hit Pudge earlier. We got Big Poppy here. I'm kind of digging the retired guys, the Hall of Famers as such. That went some nice veteran autographs out of this half. I didn't realize, though, that Yelich didn't have an autograph in here. I didn't really memorize the checklist. I'll admit it. I did not, clearly. Well, that's a bummer. And here is a Yelich. It is a parallel. You've got the Diamond Kings with the hollow foil back, so it's numbered to 99. So we sort of kind of got you nearby there, Patty. Not exactly where you wanted to be, but maybe in the, I don't know, down the block from where you want to be. Anyway. T. Cassidy, yes, I was just talking about one of the hits for the Rangers. There was a Pudge autograph, Ivan Rodriguez, and I want to say you may have a relic or something too, but don't absolutely quote me on the relic part of it. Of course, you know we'll recap it shortly. You can check out the whole thing then. To 349 and Aaron Judge All-Stars. Oh, you had Philly in the first half and the relic came out. Okay, well then that would make sense that possibly the autograph could be in the back half, since you know for sure what came out of the front. It's Flaherty. That was season stats, but look at that, guys. Do you see that right there? It's got, well, it's really hard to get it to show up on camera, but right there, the foil is kind of peeling away. You can see it maybe better from that angle, from the edge of the card. And that has a tendency to happen, unfortunately, with the hollow foils in here this year. More so than I remember seeing in past years. It's not obviously on every card, but out of every break, I would say there are at least 1 or 2 cards that are like that. Sometimes I catch them live, like I did that one. If I do, I point it out to you at that time. Sometimes I don't catch it till I sort it. Jesus Sanchez, Tampa Bay Rays. Rated prospect relic. But it will somewhat flatten back out in a sleeve and in a top loader, but I don't think there's really a quote-unquote fix for it. Ryan, I'm guessing you are probably right on the Yelich autograph. I would say you're pretty spot on with everything tonight. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think you're probably right. If you think he's not in here, I'm going to go with you that that's likely a correct assumption. But there are, you said there are Trout relics. Okay, good. That's back up a little bit. I forgot to read up towards the top, but yeah, I thought that there were relics in here, but then when you said that, I got worried and thought, oh man, are there not? Jay Allen said, oh man, it's my luck that it's my card that's peeling. Well, yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate, but at least it wasn't like a 1 of 1 or something that was peeling. I know that's not much comfort. I get that, but I always feel better if it's a factory flaw on something that's like a higher numbered thing than on something that's a lower numbered thing. But I think they would replace it for you. Technically, they would. I just don't know how long you'd have to wait. It would probably be a very long time. That was Jose Altuve on the front, Madrigal on the back. This is an Andujar relic for the New York Yankees. We got a pinstripe. Woohoo! I did actually have something they replaced for me, Jay Allen. I had a... I don't remember how many boxes. I don't know. I had some boxes of Panini, regular Panini football, which is a retail product. No... You know, not like Panini and another thing after it, just called Panini Football a couple years ago. Dominators, and that is numbered to 149, Trevor Story and the Rockies. And I had bought it to open myself. And one of the boxes, or maybe it was 2 of the boxes, I don't know. It was a lot of cards. Every single rookie card was like way miscut. I'm not talking just a little bit off center. I'm talking like a third of the card with part of the next card that should have been below it visible on the card. Like, it was awful. And I just thought, well, there is no reason I should have paid for all those and then have every single rookie card jacked. So I decided to send them in to have them replaced. Loasiga, that is numbered to 49. There is our first Father's Day out of this half case. And it's heading to the Yankees. And even base cards, they were not numbered or anything. I mean, and really probably, frankly, weren't necessarily worth replacing. But as I said, I was just aggravated because there were so many. And it was every one out of a box or two of it that I opened. This is an Elite Arenado to 99 for the Rockies. And the time it took them to replace that, just the base cards, no numbering, autograph, or anything, was ridiculous. I mean, it was like 4 months or something before I got them. It was crazy. So one that's numbered, man, I don't know how long you might have to wait, but they would technically replace it. So yeah, I think it was 2016, Jay Allen. He said he remembers when Panini Football had that problem. I think it was 2016 was the primary year that happened. That is Marte, numbered to 42 for the Pirates. And truthfully, if it had only been a couple of them, I probably wouldn't have cared. But just the fact that it was everyone just irritated me. So, if for no other reason than that, I just thought, well, daggone it, I paid for this. I want it right. So I made them do it right. That's another salute to Jackie Robinson. Minnesota Twins hit this one. All right, we have another Nolan Arenado. Imagine that. Elite Series, but that one's to 999. And now, kids, you know what time it is. Last box mojo time. This is where we hope that all the big fiery hits are hanging out, waiting here for us in the last box of the last case of 2019 Donruss Flagship Baseball. Let's see if we can make the magic happen. All right, does anybody have the basketball game on? Because I'm kind of jonesing to know what the score is. Just a little tiny update. Just a little tiny update. Anybody? Jay Allen says he's hoping for a hot box. Ryan is looking for a red Vlad Guerrero Jr. Not asking a lot. No kidding, man. But hey, if we hit it, all right. I'll be happy for you if we do. I'm going to try. 1710 Virginia. Thank you, Greg. Hi, Greg, by the way, and thank you. Buckeye says it's 1916 Virginia. That's wild. That's vastly different than what Greg just typed in. 8 minutes to go in the half. So somebody's maybe somebody's got a thing going on there. I don't know. Jay Allen's looking for any Phillies autograph. Ryan's thinking maybe we'll hit a second whammy. That would be unusual. I mean, I guess it could happen. I haven't had it happen, but it probably could. Well, we have an American Pride red to 149, USA Baseball. In Inception, we have had a couple cases where we had 2 silver signings and their case hits, so anything's possible. That was Grinky stats that went by. This is another one with a funky bottom. You see, peeling up there on that edge. And it is Patrick Corbin for the Diamondbacks to 249. It's another funky edge issue. Next up, oh, we got a Bryce Harper Mother's Day, our first Mother's Day of the night. And he's still a National in this set, guys. So, of course, it's going to go to the Nationals. It is numbered to 25 with Bryce Harper. Nice little hit there for the Nats. Right towards the end here, managing to bring a little fire. You did see one case that had 2 whammies in it? Well, let's hope we can make it the second case that has 2 in it. It's Charlie Blackmon to 999. I would not be opposed to that. Dominators, Machado as a Dodger to 249. Soto, Acuna, Mookie Betts, Vlad, and Baez are the whammies, is what Ryan is telling us. Oh my God, that is unbelievable. Ryan, go play the lottery. Go play the lottery right now before you do anything else. Just get up and drive to the store and play the lottery. You just hit Vlad Guerrero Jr. for your Blue Jays out of the last box. And you know what? We have not been hitting Vlad specifically very freely out of donruss. That's incredible. What a nice hit. And there you go. Last Box Mojo delivers for us once again with that smoking hot Vlad Guerrero Jr. autograph for the Blue Jays. And for Ryan, who has basically got a crystal ball fortune telling over there as to what's going to come out next. Crazy. That is just crazy, man. But you definitely have a good string of luck, so go play the lottery. Or if you're close to a casino, go put down like $1,000 on roulette or something. Because you are calling it tonight. Calling it. All right, well, but again, you guys always, I know you think I'm crazy, but think about how many times we say Last Box Mojo and we do end up getting one of or the best hit out of the break, money-wise, I mean. Think about how many times it works out that way. It's kind of crazy. In a good way, but it always amazes me when it really does work out. I always hope that it does, but you never really know if it's going to, but it certainly did right there. It's a really nice hit. And it's only going to get better as soon as he gets called up. Watch those prices start skyrocketing when he gets up there, because that kid can play. I see a salute to Jackie Robinson in the offing. It is Javi Baez to 42 Cubbies. And another American Pride. That one's to 349. Wait a minute. Did somebody stick? No. No? I don't know why that card felt weird, but I guess it's not. It's just me. That is numbered to 108 stats card. And I think I started to say that's maybe just a tiny, tiny little bit of a place that could potentially become a peel. But right now it's more like just a tiny little imperfection in there at the moment. Hopefully it's going to stay that way and not open up. And there's your Rhys Hoskins for Jay Allen. It's not signed, though. It's a relic, which I know bums you out. But you did say you were feeling a Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies, and you did get one. So Jay Allen might need to go play the lottery, too. And you got a pinstripe on it, so you know how I feel about that. I love getting pinstripes on the relics. That's always a good thing. Ke'Bryan Hayes for the Pittsburgh Pirates with a rated prospect relic. And we've got another two-team card, Ozuna and Jimenez. I always want to hard pronounce that J when I see, because my dad's name is Jim, I always see that and I want to start it out Jim, but I know it's technically, I think, Jimenez, isn't it? Not like I pronounce any of the other names correctly either, so, there you go. A Father's Day to 49 for Vizcano and the Atlanta Braves. Oh, that's your first pinstripe for a Rhys Hoskins relic? Well, yay. That makes it a little better, right? I mean, I know you wanted it signed, but still, It's kind of cool to get your first pinstripe one, right? To 150, Javi Baez, anniversary, Cubbies. All right, there we are with what we have live and in person, but you know we have some housekeeping to do before we recap. So let's get ourselves kind of situated here, and then we're going to start on this fun task. So first up, we're going to deal with these American Pride cards. They're all USA Baseball collegiate players on these cards. So that one's to $349 to $149, $9.99, $9.99 to $25 on Spencer there. Pretty cool little hit for Spencer. To $9.99 and to $249. Now, what will happen is this. First, I got to put them in a little bag so I can write on it here in a moment. But that whole group of cards is going to ship to one team. And we're going to decide what that one team is by using random.org. And I'm going to bring you along with me while we go through this process. So first part's simple. We're going to make a pit stop. Whoops. Hang on now. What did I just do? What did I just hit? I hit something and took us to a bad black screen. I don't know what or how. Where did my spreadsheet go? I moved it. Oh, dear goodness. How did I do that? Now did I fix it? Now I fixed it. Woo! All right, what I said was going to be simple, I made very complicated, didn't I? Let's try that again. So we're making a pit stop here at the spreadsheet so that I can copy all of the team names. And we're going to roll over here to random.org, and I'm going to paste all of the team names in here. I will scroll through here so that you can make sure all of our teams are in here. Now, when I do random, if I have 9 or fewer items in a list, I do random 3 times, and only the third one counts. The first 2 are not relevant. When I have 10 or more, which is the case here, obviously, with 30 teams, I do random 1 single time, which is what we're going to do. Whatever team ends up in the number 1 position after I hit randomize is going to get that little package of USA Baseball American Pride inserts. So it comes up as the Miami Marlins. Okay, so this little pack of cards, and we just looked at them all, so you know what's in there. That is going to be sent off to the Marlins with the rest of their cards. Now, we've got another housekeeping task to deal with, and that's all of these cards that have 2 different teams on them. So on the front of each card, we have our current player. On the back of each card, you have a prospect, basically. So you've got Trey Turner on the front, Wander Franco on the back, Springer and Florial, Chris Bryant and Nick Senzel, Paul Goldschmidt and Peter Alonso, Chris Bryant and Senzel again, Rizzo and Brendan McKay, Trevor Story and Bo Bichette, Jose Altuve and Nick Madrigal, and Marcelo Zuna and Eloy. Okay, so this is the back of the card. All right, you know it's the back because it's got all the little info and the logos and whatnot back there. So in this case, we're going to go to random, and I'm going to simply type in front and back. And obviously, we've got fewer than 10 items in that list. We've just got 2 items in there, front and back. So I'll be doing random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. The third and final random will tell us where those cards are going to go. All right, so you can ignore the first one and the second one. Here's our third and final. Here you'll see 3 times. Our date and time stamp, it comes up to the front of the card. So that means these are going Nationals, Astros, Cubs, Diamondbacks, Cubs, Rockies, Astros, and Cardinals. So that is how those are all awarded. That is all of our housekeeping stuff that we have to deal with, which means we can now recap. Take a look at what came out of the break for anybody who missed it earlier or might want to just catch it again, whatever the case may be. Buckeye, you're out of here. All right, my friend. We will see you the next time. Have a good one. So numbered to 42 is Javi Baez and the Cubbies. These are all the ones numbered to 42, of course, are the Salute to Jackie Robinson inserts. That's for the Minnesota Twins. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a Father's Day for Loasiga, numbered to 49, Yankees. And then we have a Loasiga to 10, Artist Proof. So Yankees, couple nice Loasigas there. Michael Brantley to 42 for the Astros. Arenado for the Rockies to 42. And this is the Rockies that is a nickname parallel as well as the Salute to Jackie Robinson to 42. Same deal here. You've got a nickname and the salute to 42. And it is the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, up here, I've got our other Father's Day, which is numbered to 49. Somewhere I stacked our Mother's Day. Did I accidentally stack Mother's Day in here? Or did we recap it? What did I do with the Mother's Day? Usually I keep all of the low number things sitting out separately to recap them, and not the higher numbered ones. I mixed it in the wrong spot. Sorry, guys. Here it is in the other stack. Bryce Harper, we had one Mother's Day to 25, and it's the Nationals. All right, we have a relic for the Pirates, a relic for the Phillies. Baby Vlad came out with some ink for the Blue Jays. The Yankees in Andahar. Sanchez for the Rays. Big Papi, Boston Red Sox autograph. Next up, you have a little Sean Reed Foley, also for the Blue Jays. Christian Yelich, relic for the Marlins. Eloy, relic for the White Sox. Guzman for the Rangers. And why do I have just a stack of base cards in there? I have no idea. Somehow I managed to stack our hits on top of this stack of other cards. I don't know. I think I just stacked them in basically the wrong spot. So sorry about that, kids. Usually I don't have them stacked on top of base cards, but apparently I did tonight. But anyway, that's why we looked through them, so you saw what was there. Chris Davis for the Oakland A's. Arenado for the Rockies. Chris Davis again for the A's. Numbered to 10. Isn't that nice? That is Brandon Lowe for the Tampa Bay Rays. D. Gordon in the Miami Marlins with a relic. There's Eloy with a second relic for the White Sox. We have a Corbin Burns autograph for the Milwaukee Brewers. There's another Salute to 42, Urena for the Marlins. Meant to be in the other stack, but that's all right. We needed to recap him anyway. Luciano for the San Francisco Giants. A signature for the Tigers. Sorry, numbered to 99. Forgot to point that out. The Yankees with a Clint Frazier relic. The Oakland A's have a Matt Chapman relic. Jose Altuve, Astros relic. Followed by Giancarlo relic for the Miami Marlins. Harrison Bader autograph for the St. Louis Cardinals. There's Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, Texas Rangers autograph. The Oakland A's have an A.J. Puck relic. Oh, I forgot about this one already. To 25, Moncada for the White Sox. Forgot we hit that one. Starlin Castro for the Cubbies with a relic. And the Tampa Bay Rays with a Blake Snell relic. All right, kids, that is the break for tonight and our recap for tonight. I will put up spreadsheet information here one more time for those of you who might have missed it earlier or you feel so inclined to take another look at it. We'll throw some info your way right now. So once again, donruss, expecting to be on the way Thursday to you. If the week goes off the rails, it could always go a day later. If the week is smooth sailing, it could always go sooner. But Thursday is my best guess right now for donruss. Don't worry about consolation cards there. As you saw, we opened a zillion, trillion, million cards, and every team's going to get some of them. In the autographed baseballs, if you got skunked in that one, your consolation card typically would be held until your next package ships because it is a free shipping break. But if you want it sooner, you only need to let me know, and I will gladly get that taken care of for you. And the baseball will be on the way. Baseballs will ship out no later than Monday a week from today because they are a free shipping break, which goes on a slightly different schedule. So our upcoming breaks for the days ahead: tomorrow night, a case of Inception Baseball and a case of Court Kings Basketball. Wednesday, new release day for Diamond Kings Baseball. We're going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. We'll open a 12-box inner case of that and a Gold Rush trifecta football box with 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. Thursday night, we'll open more Onyx autographed baseballs by the inner case, another case of Court Kings Basketball, and a half case of Topps AAF Alliance of American Football cards. Woohoo! Friday, we have a couple of new releases coming out there. We're also going to start 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Friday. Leaf Metal Draft Football comes out. We're going to open a 15-box case. And guys, that's going to have 75 autograph hits in it. Is that crazy? It kind of is. It's a 15-box case with 5 autographs per box. So there you go. And we will open a full case of Honors Football, which is the hardest product of 2019 football to obtain, at least for me. It was really hard to get my hands on that, or very much of it. We'll also open a half case of Gypsy Queen Baseball. It's the back half of a case for those of you who care about that sort of thing. On Saturday, we will have an early start time one more time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Another 15-box case of Leaf Metal Draft Football, followed by another 12-box case of Diamond Kings Baseball. And that's how it looks for the days ahead. I guess that has got me covered for tonight. Once again, thanks everyone for joining me. I appreciate you spending part of your evening with me. I hope I will see you again soon. In the meantime, enjoy your week, and we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Take care now. Bye-bye.